Mulberry Creek Herb Farm we're certified organic. I'm going to put that right up front, and we've been that way from the very beginning. We are undisciplined. We have about 1,000 varieties, which is a huge amount of varieties for as small as we are. We mostly have herbs, miniature perennials, and vegetables. We live in flat, which means not many trees, and sunny northern Ohio. That means we grow Mediterranean herbs. That's what we can grow here. We have trouble growing medicinals because they want shade. So we have the edibles. We've got basil, but we don't just have the green basil. We have pesto perpetuo and cinnamon basil and purple basils, and it just goes from there. Vegetables, that's my area. I always get literally emotional, but I try not to. That's something that when I was 4 and 5 years old, I followed my dad around, and I'm sure I was a pain in the butt. I'm like, Dad, is it time to plant the peas? I think it's time to plant the peas. I think it's warm enough to put potatoes in. Do you think we? And so I will hopefully garden with vegetables more than anything else. That and bicycling. I hope I die on a bicycle or in the vegetable garden. So miniature perennials, we got into, about 20 years ago. That was an area that we could keep expanding. I mean, we could have 1,000 varieties of miniature perennials very easily. So we have these tags, and it's us, we have to be organized here. He divided miniature perennials into 4 different types. There are 2 hardies, which are outside, and 2 tenders, which are inside, and each one is a sun and a shade. So we have hardy sun, hardy shade, tropical sun, tropical shade, and each one has a different colored label. So all of the tropical suns have an orange label, and all of the tropical shades have a blue label. And so when people come up to the counter and they have different colored labels, we'll say, are you putting that into a garden altogether, or do you have 2 different gardens? So our big thing is education. We have got a lot of funky, weird, unknown stuff, so we got to tell people, show people how to use it. A lot of applications. A lot of people think fairy gardens. Okay, so that's a place to start. There's fairy gardens that you can put in the ground. It could be a tabletop, a whole miniature landscape with little, we call it fairy foo-foo items in it, little miniature tables and chairs and fairies. But we have an outdoor train garden, and so they need a landscape for that. So we've got elm trees that are 18 years old and they're this tall, and hostas that are this tiny. So railroad outdoor gardening, you can use it for. Romeo, our peacock, is a big show-off. We got him when he was about 4 months old. He's a character and he's a big show-off, and he's very noisy and extra noisy this time of year. He's literally thinking that cars are possible mates. We have been shooting for this for years, to be just a place where families can come and literally linger for a while. We have a pavilion, and they can bring a picnic. We have to clean it off a little bit because that's Romeo's area. But it's a nice place just to linger, and we're finally getting it. There are families and couples who stay here from 2 to 4 to 6 hours and just take pictures, feed the chickens, just enjoy. And that's, I don't know, are there other greenhouses out there that are like that? I think that's our distinction. We're still in the country.